education meeting right now. The folks are over there. Very well. We will do that.
Yeah, you set it up. Lee's in now.
The main thing is to understand that the videos can go in more than one section. It's really based upon Eamon and where he wants and classifies the videos and the.
Alright guys, good morning everybody. This is Andrew. I'm going to do the quick recap. So today I missed the open unfortunately, and I kind of came to the trading room at around 10 a.m. in the morning. So a lot of volatility is already gone. As me as a scalper I'm looking for volatility, so I had a little bit of trouble finding anything. But what I noticed that Twitter is hitting our scanner a couple of times, and I just wanted to check it, and I realized that Twitter had a really nice run at the open. I don't know exactly what was the news. Maybe it's a fund manager or someone is taking a position in Twitter, and there was a really nice move up there. And I decided to take a trade that we call it 920, and Brian was the person who actually invented this and coined this. And this trade book is a counter trend strategy. So we have two types of strategy, either trend or counter trend. So the counter trend, it means that it's a reversal. You buy in the opposite direction of the price, hoping for a reversal. Trend strategies are like a scalping, like opening range breakout. When the move happens, you're going to go long, to capitalize on the move. So for Twitter, stock was moving up for almost 45 minutes, and then it starts dropping, and then you buy on the drop. But when you buy, and where to put your stop loss and when to exit, those would be the official definition of a trade book. Just buying doesn't mean that you have a strategy. You have to have the answer to so many other scenarios, like where's your stop loss, where's your partial, and where's your full exit. So in this particular case, Twitter, met the criteria. It had a really strong move. It was hitting our scanner, really strong move for 45 minutes, and then it pulled back between two moving averages on 2-minute chart. It's different from 1-minute chart. 920, which is closer, 9 moving average, which is closer to the price, and 20 moving average, which is the second moving average on my chart. And then obviously there's VWAP, which is the blue line. In this case, stock pulled back to the 20 moving average, and I bought at 36.50. My first target would have been above 9 moving average. That's why we call it the 920 trade. So that's the first area that you can. And then the second partial would be at the break of high of the day. The stop loss would be just below the VWAP. So as you see, that the risk to reward, if we get into the high of the day, is very significant. And in this particular case, sorry, I think we're looking at something like 3R. And that's a very, very classic solid. So I just bought on the way down. It turned out to be exactly R4 as well, so as a potential support. And yeah, it moved up, it scaled 10%, and for the break of high of the day more, and eventually I got out. I mean, I technically should stay in there, because after you scale out, you technically should bring your stop loss at the break even. And so I still have room for it. It might even go back up, but I just didn't want it to be mess around with it. And that was the only trade that I did, one single trade, and yeah, for me, it turned out to be $3,000 profit, which is pretty good. I mean, it's a little bit lower than average that I'm scalping every day, but I think it's still a solid day. I mean, if you average 3,000 a day, you're talking about something like, 800,000 a year. So not bad at all. And yeah, so that was the only trade that I did. Again, unfortunately, I couldn't come on time because of some technical issues. But overall, the market seemed a little bit calm today. IWM up, SPY just choppy. We had a big day yesterday. The rate hike happened, and there are fears of a stagnation, but there are also hope that the inflation is actually transitory. It means that if the supply chain issues are fixed, we're not going to get a persistent inflation in the economy. So Brian, how was your day?
No, it was good. We were looking at primarily I was watching Devon Energy and Oxy, and then Peter started and a few people in the room before the market open were talking about PIK. So as soon as as soon as we had that open, PIK jumped up. I got in 370 and it got out. When it got up over $4, just partial. And then as I also had mentioned in the room in the pre-market, I was, both Oxy and Devon were looking strong going into the open. I always look for indications of how stocks are going to trade by watching those last couple minutes before the open. And both of them were looking strong. So I basically was just saying, watch for the pullback at the open. We'll get some selling at the open, and then that'll be the opportunity to get in on one or both of these. And so I just got along on Oxy as we started to break out there, and got a really nice move on Oxy. So yeah, that was pretty much my good trades. And then I traded Yang a few times and I'm long it again. So basically just playing this overreaction to the Chinese stocks. So so yeah, long again at so back here at 1820.
Awesome.
And it's just moving up nicely. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, Yang is the ETF, leverage ETFs for China. This one is a bearish one. So if the Chinese stocks go down, this one goes up. And the bullish one would be Yin, I think.
Yin. Yeah. And this one's a beta, so it's 3 times. So you get 3 times the move. So it's, it cuts both ways. 3 times to the good, but then if you just want to be on the wrong side of it. And right now the markets are just selling off right now. We had a nice pop up at the open. Everything went green, and now everything except the IWM is red.
Yeah.
So
let's see how it goes. Looking at trading terminal, let's see what do we have on trading terminal. Yep. So everything is red. Russell is still holding up. Bitcoin is around $40,000. And today, sector performance is kind of mixed. Energy is strong, as you see, Oxy and Devon Energy, and technology and financials are not. And year to date, still we're seeing a bounce, but we're still down, negative 6 to 10% for Dow and SPY. Qs are down 15% for the year. So not a very fun time right now we're seeing right now. All right, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Make sure to use our stock market simulator, guys. It's a trading replay. You just log in and make sure that so play around with it and follow us on Twitter. We are all on Twitter. Norm, Mike, Brian, Ardi, me, Jared, all of us, Peter, Tor, everyone is in the Twitter. So we did a nice 920 trade, so it's deserved to recognition. Perfect, guys. Have a good day, and see you all in the mentorship sessions today, or not tomorrow in the chat, guys.